So a couple weeks ago, feels like a year, our president sent us an angry message to the Prime Minister of Norway because he didn't get a Nobel Prize, which reminded me of my son and the event that followed when he threw a tantrum because he didn't get a prize. He was 4 years old. We were visiting our family in Slovakia, and we were all gathered in my kids' grandparents' house, getting ready for a short hike to see some castle ruins on a nearby hill, when my older son, who was 7 at the time, walked in with one of his trophies. He had won several running races the year before, and so he packed his trophies, as one does when traveling overseas. And he brought his favorite one, which was like this golden statue, like this size. Imagine Oscar, but in running shorts. And so the grandparents were very impressed, which then triggered jealousy and whining in the little one. And he needed a trophy. He needed his award. And I was like, yeah, you can run and win. And like, no, he didn't want to run. He wanted an award, and he wanted it right now. So Grandpa, fortunately, he went to his shop, and he brought this piece of plumbing. It was like a shiny silver metal pipe with thick walls, and in the middle was a junk of polished brass valve or something. It was like more than 5 pounds, but the little brat was thrilled, and he insisted he was going to take it on the hike with him. But obviously, halfway up the hill, which was like 7.5 minutes of walking, he handed it to me because it was too heavy. So I put it into one of the side pockets of my backpacks and forgot about it completely. Till the very last day of our vacation, when we were at the airport going to fly home, and I remembered that thing, and I took it out, and I was looking at it with many questions like, what does a pipe bomb look like? Is it safe to walk with it to the security and just tell him it's not a pipe bomb? Or like, how do I get rid of this? So I walked by, as I walked by a trash can, I very inconspicuously dropped it there. Yeah, should have been recycling, but it wasn't that inconspicuous because it landed there with a very loud thunk. It was like, but I pretended like I had nothing to do with it, and I kept walking. And we got to the security line and waited there for just a few minutes when all the alarms started blaring and lights flashing and evacuate the airport immediately. Walk, do not run to the nearest exit. So everybody had to leave the airport, and we learned that a suspicious item was found at the airport. So we're now outside, but 10 minutes later we learned like, oh, that item wasn't dangerous, so we can go back. So this was many years ago, and all this time I felt bad that because of my son's trophy, the travel at the Vienna airport was disrupted. But I don't feel bad anymore because, like, yeah, okay, maybe many people had to leave their morning coffee and newspaper and run out in panic, maybe scared, but at least nobody invaded or threatened invading a NATO country, right? So, I'm good.